What's going on, everybody? It's Cooper and James, and we are from the back pins. We got an exciting episode for you today. We're going to talk preseason PBR teams. But before we get into that, James, how have you been? How are you feeling? And how's your summer starting off?
Oh, it's summer. It's pretty awesome. It's hard for me right now because I'm a rodeo fan and a bull riding fan to the core. And right now it's Cowboy Christmas, and you can pretty much watch all the major rodeos of the country right at your fingertips with the Cowboy Channel. And then plus following along with the Challenger Series as well as the Team Deal and the King of the North and all that. So there's so much going on right now. Good Lord, I wish I was healthy so I could just be going every weekend somewhere. And I'm getting there.
That's good to hear. And yeah, it's busy time for rodeo fans, bull riding fans. It doesn't matter. This is the peak time of the year. Cowboy Christmas, like James alluded to, we're not that far away from the 4th of July. So them guys on the pro rodeo end, they're going really hard. The PBR's having tons of challenger events. It's definitely rodeo season right now, and it's enjoyable to watch. But like I mentioned, we're going to touch on the PBR preseason event that just happened in Bismarck, North Dakota. And we're also going to play some audio I recorded with member of the Nashville Stampede, Jaxton Mortensen, last week. So we've got a good episode in store for you. So grab them slides, boys, because we're coming at you from the back pins. So over the weekend, the PBR had their first PBR teams preseason event in Bismarck, North Dakota. I got to watch both days, actually. James, I know you watched it live. Just give us some of your general thoughts on it. What were your general big picture takeaways from watching that preseason event?
If I'm completely honest with everybody, before the preseason event, I still wasn't necessarily sold on the whole team concept and guys getting salaries and things along those lines. But after seeing kind of how it's broke down and how you can coach and how you can switch different guys, like if it's a 2 or 3 day event and you bring 7 guys or whatever, you can put Kaiki on 2 bulls, or you can put Kaiki on one, or somebody else random on another one that's on your same team. But of course, a guy like that you're going to put on 2, obviously, you'd think. But I also like how the coaches get to pick your bulls, and that they're each game is basically a section of bull riding under normal circumstances. And so whoever is the livestock director says, these are the bulls available for this section, pick out of these bulls. And so that's kind of neat, because that can either breed a lot of confidence or not so much. A lot of confidence would be like somebody that's not been riding really well, that's just shown progress and things to the coaches during the week. They could say, well, you know what, this guy's got the ability. He's ridden this bull before. Let's just say riding solos there, and he's one of the bulls they get to pick. If you put a young guy on him that's probably has the ability to ride him and just he actually does, then he could have a breakthrough season the rest of the year and follow it through. But on the same token, if you're struggling to the point where your coaches don't want to put you on anything, that's kind of okay, this is what we're here for as coaches. Let's fix this guy's head, because winning really is between your ears at this point.
Yeah, I have a different perspective on it just because I am definitely a sports guy. I watch a lot of football, all that stuff. So I've seen team sports before. I've been a part of teams throughout high school, stuff like that. The end of the day, the sport's still bull riding. It's still about one guy and one bull, and that guy getting on that bull and doing his job. But the flip side of that is now the coach has the opportunity to match a guy up as best as he thinks he can. So if I know a guy is not very consistent going away from his hand, in fact, let's just say he rides 10% of them that go away from his hand. If I'm a coach, there's no way I'm putting him on anything that's going to go that way, or I think is going to go that way. I'm going to match him up with a bull that goes into his hand because, like James said, I want him feeling confident. I want him to feel like he can ride Godzilla. So as a coach, just looking at it from the outside in, I would assume that these guys, when they see that bull list, they're going back, they're watching videos, they're getting set patterns, everything like that, and they're making their best educated decisions on how to match up their riders. Just some general takeaways for me from Bismarck. You didn't see a ton of the big name guys. You did see, I think, 5 first-round picks of the 8. But Bismarck, and I'd assume, I guess I looked at the list real briefly, didn't look real hard at trying North Carolina. But I would assume you're going to see more of those bottom end guys in trying, simply because there are going to be cuts. There was already 2 guys cut off of 2 teams this week. Kansas City and Missouri respectively cut a rider to replace them with a different rider. So they're looking at their bottom end guys. They're wanting to see, hey, does this guy have what it takes, or do we need to find somebody else, or is this guy going to work? So I was glad to see that in Bismarck. But obviously, with that being said, you're not really seeing a true representation of what the starting lineups are going to look like come July in Cheyenne.
That's for sure. What do you think about like the coaches or whatever having a review deal, not for every ride, but only one per game?
Other sports have that system in place as well. Like the NFL, they have a coaches challenge system. The PBR teams does. And essentially what it is you have that challenge until you're wrong. So you could challenge every bull ride in a section as long as you're right. Now, the likelihood of that happening is not very good. And they also had judges reviews. So you're not having to rely on pressing that button for every close decision. I like it. I think in a deal like this, getting the right call is just as important now as it was in the regular season. So I don't have a problem with the coaches' challenges at all. What do you think?
Me either. I actually like it. I actually like it more so than the regular season. And here's why. And it could just be, well, that was just the way Bismarck went. But it just seemed like they weren't given a reride for every little thing like they have in the past. And so, there's not as many challenges, I don't guess, because they only get one per game. So they could technically, like you said, have 5 challenges because they got 5 guys on the team, but they would have to get them all right to keep those challenges. So I kind of like it in the respect that the game's going to go smoother. They're not really going to, unless the bull just kind of falls down or something that's pretty regular, even to the untrained eye. Hey, this is wrong. This is why the guy got a reride. And even a guy from New York that's never seen bull riding can see that before. Whereas here at the finals and some other places, it just seems like the guy nodded sooner than the gate opened, or just anything, sneezed too loud and got a reride at certain times in the year. And that's, judging is the hardest thing in any sport, but let alone something like this. So I'm not going to harp on them too much, but I like that because it's going to cut down on that, I believe.
So besides the big name guys that showed up and showed out in Bismarck, guys like Dalton Castle, he won the MVP. Who are some guys that caught your eye? Because there's a couple of them young guys that stepped out there and made some really good bull rides over the weekend in Bismarck.
Oh, yeah, definitely there was. Callum Miller from Missouri, the Missouri Thunder, he stepped up. I'd heard of him before, obviously, but hadn't seen much of him here in the United States.
Yeah, I agree with you, James. Callum Miller really caught my attention. He made some good bull rides over the weekend. They used him in the bonus round. I didn't know much about him before watching, but he's a guy definitely going to keep my eye on moving forward as this team series progresses. Another guy that I really didn't know much about, younger guy from the Oklahoma Freedom, Kyle Mcdaniel, stepped out there and made a really good bull ride. I want to say he was right around 89 points that first night, and he's a younger guy as well. And then the Texas Rattlers, the Brazilian that had only been in the country for a little while, Emilio Almeida, he steps out there, rides 2 or 3. So there was some guys that were picked up in free agency that made a big difference over the weekend.
Absolutely, and they're going to make a big difference throughout the season, especially that new Brazilian. Maybe that Cal Miller, and who knows? That's the fun part of this is these kids are getting opportunities that no one ever dreamed they would have in this sport. With the team situation as far as like an actual team season, not just team events like we've seen in the past, like the Global Cup. But I think it's going to be really interesting to see as the years progress next year and the year after and so on and so forth is how is this going to progress not only the team series but our sport as a whole.
Yeah, it was definitely good bull riding to watch, no doubt about it. And we're not going to keep going on this topic for too much longer, but I got to ask James one more question. If you had to pick a favorite team right now, who are you picking? We won't hold you to it. You can change it because we didn't get to see all of the big name, what I would call everyday starters go in Bismarck. But right now, who is your favorite team?
If I had to look at it on paper and forget the fact that Outlaw, I consider him a brother, and forget about my history with Lane Nobles, but if I had to throw them out of the equation, forget that they're on a team and all that, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Missouri Thunder because they impressed me more than any other team as a whole. Yes, the Outlaws won, but I feel like they just barely got by in a couple of their games, whereas the Missouri Thunder on that first night pretty much dominated.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. And in my opinion, both those teams sent rosters up to Bismarck to win. They didn't hold back. They sent some of their big guns there. So I wasn't surprised to see them perform well there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But if I had to pick one right now, and I haven't really thought too hard about it, I'm going to take the Oklahoma Freedom. I like Cord. I think he's got a really good squad, and they've got some young guys that are going to come up here and look really good. That's just right now, though. A lot can change from now until the regular season. But let's take a break and talk about Rank Ride Fantasy for a second. If you enjoy what the PBR Team Series did, and especially the draft aspect of that, check out Rank Ride Fantasy. They let you put your general manager cap on, and you get to make those decisions that a general manager does week in, week out. I played the entire 2022 season, and it was a great time. It's a really good way to engage yourself with the bull riding that's happening. When you have something to cheer for or against, it really makes it more exciting to watch, especially when you pick a guy that goes 90-plus points. There's not a better feeling in the world. And it's a really good opportunity to give you and your buddies the opportunity to give each other a hard time, compete against each other. Let's get some bragging rights going. I'm better than you are. I know more than you do. Now you can put it to the test. And bragging rights are always good when you're talking, interacting with your best of friends. It's a really great time. I can promise you won't be disappointed. So check out Rank Ride Fantasy at www.rankridefantasy.com. And I will link their social medias in the description below. And also, I will list them at the end of this podcast. But let's get back to it. But last week, I had the fortune of getting to sit down with Nashville Stampede member Jaxton Mortensen. Unfortunately, due to scheduling and things like that, when I was on the road, James wasn't able to hop on a recording last week. So it was just me. But Jaxton was a really interesting conversation. He's a young guy. He's 18 years old, got picked up by the Stampede. He comes from a rodeo family. He's a second-generation bull rider. The sky is the limit, in my opinion, for this guy. His brother got drafted by the Texas Rattlers. There's a lot of upside with this guy, and he is a really interesting conversation. So I'll quit talking. Let's sit down with Jaxton Mortensen. I have got a special treat for everybody today. We have on Jaxton Mortensen, professional bull rider, and depending who you talk to, TikTok famous to an extent. Jaxton, how's it going today?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Going pretty good. So do you want to just walk everybody through what your childhood was like and kind of leading up to your professional bull riding career now?
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, when I was younger, I wasn't really much into bull riding. My whole family was, though. Like, my older brother, he's a multi-time state champion bull rider. He won state in the bronc riding, bareback riding. So that was like one who I was always around that was always doing the rodeo. But my grandpa was the 1981 champion of the world in the bareback riding. He went to the finals 12 times, over 120 horses at the NFR. That's pretty crazy. And my dad, he was on the Bull Riders Only, made the Bull Riders Only finals 6 times, made the PBR finals 2 times. So I was always around it. My dad was always putting on big bull ridings. We was always the shoe boss at the Build Ford Tufts when that's what it was back in the day. And so I was like always in the mix and stuff. And then when I got into high school, I realized that like, man, this bull riding stuff is the real deal. And like I realized I was blessed with the talent of riding bulls. So I was like, I'm just gonna take it more seriously. So my brother and my dad took me under their wing, and they just really showed me everything the right way. And I really like took the time to learn, and I like weaned myself away from all the other sports I was doing. I played football, I wrestled, I played baseball, I did everything. And I moved away. I went down, and my dad, we got our practice pen built that we've had, and we got a bunch of bulls, and we just started a really hardcore like a training regimen for like riding bulls professionally, like that's what me and my brother were going to do. My brother was already doing it, like went to Calgary last year, Final Four in Cheyenne, won St. Paul. He won a bunch of big rodeos. Like he kicked their butt, and that's like all I was wanting to be around. And I never really went to all of the rodeos, like junior high school rodeos. I never really won state. I did never win state. This year, I took it hard and I tried to win it. Sat out a couple rodeos, came down to the wire, got beat by 2 points. I got second place again. So, but I was really thankful going to my first PBR. I was nervous. I was ready to go. Though I was in my hometown, 45 minutes away from my hometown. I used to go there and watch them play hockey there when I was little. It was pretty cool. And to just be able to like take advantage of that and seal the deal and capitalize on the biggest opportunity that I had at the moment. And I did, and that was really big for me. That put a lot of eyes on me. And shoot, like a week or two after that was when Justin McBride called me, and he was like, "Hey man, like I want you on my team. Like I want you on there. Like we're gonna have you riding like a lot." And I was like, gung ho, dude. I didn't want anything to do with any other team. I didn't want to do anything else. Like now that's like all I'm on. Now I'm focused on. I've been training since I've had that phone call for this weekend. This is the first preseason event. Yeah, this is going to be like the biggest stage I've ever rode on, the biggest audience, and rankest bulls of all time, rankest bulls in the world. So I'm just excited to show everybody, what I'm made of and what I got,
Heck yeah. And so you grew up in Arizona, is that correct?
Yeah, I grew up in Prescott, Arizona. Yes, sir. A little north of there, Chino Valley. It's like a little town.
So I know like I've seen videos of you riding, is it called the Buffalo Chip, that little bar bull riding that they do?
Well, so yeah, they got a bunch of bars in Arizona. That's one thing that Arizona is really well known for is our bar bull riding. So we've got like 4 or 5 of them. We've got the Buffalo Chip, that's in South Cape Creek, and then we have the Roadrunner. We call it the Dirty Bird. That's in New River, north Phoenix. It's like right when you're pulling out of Phoenix. It's like right there off New River exit. And my traveling partner, Brady Turgeon, he would be traveling me. He broke a couple ribs. He's back home now. He's healing up a little bit. But his parents, they own that. And then they used to have they had the Hogs and Horses, and that was in I want to say that was in Cave Creek or Wickenburg. And then they have the Galloping Goose. That was where I do live in Coolidge. They took that one down though. And then they have one more. Oh, it's called the Hitchin Post, and they have that Buffalo Chip.
And for the most part, those almost run like every week, right?
Oh yeah, and they all try to like not fall on each other. So like the Chips open bull riding will be on Friday, and then the Roadrunners open bull riding will be on Saturday, and then the other one will be on Thursday. So they try to like make it to where everybody can hit every one of those. You know what I mean? Those guys that are like getting ready and like learning and stuff.
What kind of advantage do you think having the opportunity to go to all those kind of bull ridings without having to travel very far and to just get on as many bulls as you could? Do you think that really made a difference in your riding as you progressed through your teenage years?
Well, I mean, yeah, that helped out a lot there because like I would go there and like get on practice bulls at the novice bull riding when I was younger. And shoot, when you're getting on a practice bull and you're winning $1,000, it's pretty cool, you know. And like when you're going down to those places and you're just going there strictly to get on bulls and you got to pay a fee anyways to get on one for practice or not. And they're just running good practice bulls underneath you and you're winning money if you do your job. Like, I mean, that makes it feel like how it's supposed to, you know what I mean? Because like when you're a good bull rider and you do this stuff for reals and you really take like everything you got, like you want to make all of them feel like practice bulls and they're just paying you to do it because it's fun, you know. And like that's like where they wanted to get a lot of that coming from. But honestly, I learned a lot from those things, but those bar bull ridings, but they're kind of a trap. You can't get too involved in them because then you won't want to leave and go out, you know what I mean? And like those guys just get stuck there and they're just hometown heroes and bar heroes when like shoot, I honestly like a lot of the reason why me and my older brother ride the way we do is because we would go down to the res all the time. Like we'd go down to the res and we'd ride against those res cats and like, dude, those guys became our friends. Like, and shoot, like bull riders will tell you them res rats, them bulls down there, dude, they'll give you a run for your money. Don't matter which one it is. They don't buck the same every time. And like, they're all wiry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's like where we really learn because they're all crazy, you know, and that's where we really learn to get in the chute and get out, you know what I mean? And not mess around and like ride for what you got. But them bars are a good deal too, you know what I mean? But the res is a big deal about how a lot of bull riders ride good in Arizona too, you know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. So your brother, he also got drafted by the Texas Rattlers, if I remember right, correct? How fun is it going to be for you to compete alongside your brother in the inaugural PBR Team Series season?
Oh, dude, it's just a dream come true. Like I've been telling my brother all my life, like because my dad and his brother used to ride back in the day, and they were the Mortensen Bros on tour. So I've just been telling JC, like, dude, Mortensen Bros 2.0's got to come back, man, got to come back. And like he wasn't about it until now, though. Like he has this opportunity, you know what I mean? So he's pumped about it, and he's coming off this injury. First ride back was 90 points, you know, like. He's feeling it, and I'm feeling it too right now. So it's going to be really fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think bringing team bull riding to professional bull riding is going to do for future generations of bull riders and you as you progress through your career? Because you're still pretty early in your professional career.
Yeah.
What do you see this team series adding to the opportunities for you as a bull rider?
Shoot, man, it's a lot more money that's involved. I mean, we're doing a dangerous job out here. Like, it's pretty dangerous. We're putting our body at risk and our life at risk. I mean, we do it because we love it. And I mean, it's just like anything else, but it's a lot more intense and more dangerous. Like when you get down to the facts and like, shoot, man, it's going to be a beneficial thing because shoot, a lot of people would be like the thought of bull riding, but like, dang, those guys don't get paid that much. You know what I mean? That's going to help out a lot too. But regardless of that, it's going to bring everybody more involved. Like it's going to bring the team states like involved with bull riding more. And I feel like they're going to want to like cheer for the team, you know, and like, I feel like it's just going to get everybody involved with bull riding more. And it's going to bring a lot more eyes on the sport. And I think it's just an overall good thing. You know what I mean? Get a lot of good young guys like wanting to come, like want to be like, dang, I want to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty cool. I never would have had that. I never even got to think about that when I was little. Like, I bet it would be cool. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure. How much have you gotten to spend time with your team so far since you signed with Nashville?
So I actually haven't spent any time with my team at all, and I haven't even met Justin McBride yet. So I'm meeting them all on Friday.
Well, first impressions go a long ways, right?
Yeah, they do. And I was actually considering there for a minute. I got on the PBR the other day and I got on a bucker and kind of just jerked me down. Wasn't really riding like myself. Kind of tweaked my hand a little bit and I was considering taking a break, but I went and got it x-rayed and I broke it like 2 years ago and I just rode with it. And I had like a callus cocoon around my bone break. So it kind of was just sore. So the doctor told me like, it's just going to be sore. That's just how it is. So kind of made my mind feel a lot better. So I called Justin the other day and I was like, hey man, I'm coming, dude. My hand's sore, but I don't care. I was like, I believe it. I believe in myself. I know I can do it, but my hand's not going to be sore and I'm going to be able to hold my bull rope. Like, I know I can do it. And so he was like, heck yeah, I love that. And he said, that sounds like I'm seeing you in Bismarck. And I was like, yes, sir.
That's awesome. So are you a workout guy? Are you a big workout guy, like to go to the gym every week?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't worked out my whole life, but I just really took it seriously when I started getting on bulls. And like, I don't lift to get like big and stuff. Like, as you can see, I'm not like a big guy. I just lift to like stay fit, keep my body strong, you know. I mean, it'd be nice to have big muscles and eventually that's the goal, you know what I mean? But I just kind of I have a trainer, me and my brother have a trainer and he trains us like we go in and we'll do a hour-long training class and then we'll get like treatment for like an hour and a half. And shoot, man, like it's the best thing I've noticed for my body because like we only train the parts that we use when we ride bulls. We obviously train our whole body, but like we really emphasize those muscles like that we use when we're riding, like core, like right here, like strength on like sucking your like butt down to your bull rope a little bit more, like, and then we use bands to like keep our elbow down and stuff. Like everything is like, it's the state of the art. It's the top of the line. It's literally the largest performance athletic training facility in the whole country. And wow. It's got like 100,000 acres and it's got like 20 football fields, 20 baseball fields. Like our trainer won the gold medal. It's like the hurdles. His name's Dan. What's his last? I can't think of his last name right now, but yeah, he won the gold medal in like the early 2000s. Like he was on the Wheatie box. Like me and my brother have been like pretty hooked up, and it's made a big change. Like I feel like my brother, like he wouldn't be back to as good as he is now from his surgeries if it wasn't for that place. So we do work out a little bit. We've gotten into it a lot more, but I used to not be a workout guy. I used to not work out at all.
So do you guys work on the mental side of the equation as well? Because pretty much anybody that tells you anything about riding bulls will tell you 90% of it's mental, the other 10% is physical. Do you guys train the mental side as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like, I've just been training my mental mind my whole life. Like I used to wrestle a lot. Wrestling's a huge mental game, cutting weight, that kind of stuff. Like, having a lot of discipline on yourself, like surround yourself with good people, even like if you do have to surround yourself with losers, just like be a nice person to them, but just not listen to what they say. You know what I mean? Like you got to like really keep your mind really, really clear and healthy for the sport. Cause this shit's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, like the moment that you start surrounding yourself with, like stuff that doesn't need to be tainted or like stuff that will taint something, that's not good. Like as soon as your mind gets any sort of tweaked by anything, that's when you start falling off bulls. When your mind's 100% clear and like strong, like when you're in your mind, you're a killer. Yeah. And that's like when you're at the top of your game. Like that's like 90% of it. Like you got to be able to crawl in there on a bull that's vibrating, about to explode, and be able to just like stay calm and just like dominate him with your head first, and then dominate him with your actions. You know, like you kind of got to. I always say, like before I get on a bull, my buddies like shut your mind off, let your body do the work. And that's literally how I try to do it, because like, shoot, if your mind's running while you're on a bull, you're going to get dumped, dude. They move too quick. You can't think that quick. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just got to shut your mind off, have confidence in yourself, and just do the move you know how to do, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I actually wrestled too when I was going through school, and I always kind of had a pre-match routine leading up to a match. Did you take some of that kind of aspect of it from the wrestling mat to the rodeo arena? Do you have a big routine, or do you just kind of like to go with the flow and whatever?
Yeah. So like a lot of people, like they like to like get ready and like smack themselves around and stuff before they go. And like, I'm always like, my deal is like when I wrestle, I would always just stay calm. And as soon as I shake hands, as soon as that whistle blows, it's like a firecracker, man. Like you just stay calm, and like right when the gate opens and right when you need to explode, like, it's a little bit different though for bull riding and wrestling, but wrestling, I was like all about explosiveness and like just like as soon as the whistle blows, like get them, like, go, like don't weaken, like a firecracker. Yeah. And that's like when I took that to bull riding, though, you can't be like freaking like go right off the bat. Like I've realized even this past week, like you got to let them kind of take you and then you explode. You know what I mean? Like with wrestling, you just explode, you go to them, you know, but bull riding, if you're exploding and moving like too quick, then you're just going to buck yourself off or like override that bull. And like, I don't know. That's just me. I ride really quick and I'm a small, quick guy. So like, I like to just kind of like let them go. And then when I have to explode, I do it. You know what I mean? Like that's where I've taken that aspect, you know, try not to get too fired up and too amped up before I go, because that's just a waste of energy that you can use like against your opponent, you know.
What's the worst weight cut you've ever had from your wrestling days?
Oh man, I cut from I was like 132. I cut to 120s. And it was like 122 because the two
the allowance
after Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, dude! I came in and I was like, well, I knew I was gonna do it, and like the coach's son was at that weight class, and he's like, "There's no way you're gonna make it." And I was like, "Dude, like whatever, I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna kick your ass, and I'm gonna take the varsity spot, buddy." So I obviously didn't say that, but I was just like, I'm going to get after it. So I went and I cut weight and I was eating like celery and carrots for lunch and just drinking water all day. And then it got toward the last 2 days where I was cutting, where I wasn't eating anything, just drinking water, dude. And I got so sick before we had to go wrestle and throw up or in weigh in. I was throwing up everywhere. It was good for me because I knew I was going to make weight, you know. And so I made weight, and dude, it was so bad. Like I was so weak. Like I wrestled, I won, but like when the next day, even after I like tried to eat and stuff, like dude, my brother's always been good about that, and he's always made me have like a stronger mind. I've always been a baby of the two of us, and so like I was always like whining, like dude, I'm hungry, like I don't like this stuff. And like my brother could cut massive amounts of weight, and he's skinny, like a skinny dude, and I was always like, geez, you're crazy, and like he would show no expression, like no emotion, like that's just how tough he is in his mind, you know.
Yeah.
And like I would have to get like that, but finally, dude, like I realized, like after that year, I was like, I don't wrestle good when I'm cutting weight. I was like, I need to like get to a good weight and just stay there.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of cutting weight.
And
but you got to do what you got to do, man. If you're a wrestler, you got to know how that stuff feels, man.
And for people that don't know, like when we say cutting weight, we're not talking about losing weight. You're talking about losing a lot of weight.
6 days, 6 days, 5 days, even sometimes 3 days, like 8 pounds, 3 days, 10 pounds, 3 days.
Yeah. Like it's not like you go
days, maybe a day. Like you got to get it off.
Yeah. It's not like you're dieting for 2 months. Like you're talking days and sometimes hours.
Days.
You don't realize how good water is until you haven't had it for a while. I'll put it that way. That's the easiest way I can put it.
Like you don't know that you cut weight so hard until like you cut weight and you're so hungry that you take 2 bites of food and you're like, dang, I'm full.
Yeah. All those lessons you learn from all that, like they just make you a harder person. Not just in the wrestling room, but like as you go through life, like those lessons, you hate it most of the time when you're doing it, but those lessons really do a guy a lot of good as you progress through your life, in my opinion, at least.
You're right, dude. That's 100%. You're right. Like other sports, like football and stuff like that, and baseball, like they teach you things. Baseball teaches you patience. So does football. And they teach you other things, you know, like it's good.
So what's Jaxton like outside of the rodeo arena? Do you like to be outside working all the time, or when you have downtime, do you like to just hang out, relax, and rest your body?
I'm a big Call of Duty guy. I like Call of Duty. I usually take my Xbox with me when I leave on like on my trips and stuff. But this time I was like, all right, I'm going to leave it, you know, I'm going to see what I can do. So, but typically I'm always with my brother. We got bulls at the house. If I'm not helping JC with the bulls, I'm inside, you know, it's really hot, 110 in Arizona where we live. So I'm more of an inside guy. I like to go golf. I'm a big golfer. I love golf and I love Top Golf. I don't care to go spend $100 playing Top Golf. You know, I love that stuff, dude. That game's fun. I'm a Top Golf dude. I'm pretty much down for anything. I just like to have fun and hang out. You know what I mean? I'm not much of I used to be really wild, and like I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm down to get wild now, but just not very often. You know, I've actually gotten really smart about that. I really don't party either really much. I kind of just hang out with the pals a lot. I just do my thing. I hang out with my family, my brother, you know, and if there's something cool going on, though, I'm down to go do
Right.
something cool. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
I really like rodeos, though. I'm a big rodeo bull riding guy. I love going to rodeos and going to bull riding. So that's like where I'm at home, you know?
Yeah. Did you do other events besides bull riding when you were growing up?
Yeah, I rode bareback horses.
So you're crazy like that, because I think bareback riders have got to be the most insane individuals on the planet.
Yeah, they are. I quit.
I mean, even when you do it right, you're getting your butt whooped.
Yeah, it's the stupidest event in rodeo.
You see them big horses they run in nowadays, and I don't know how anybody thinks that's fun, but that's just me.
Yeah, me too, man. Like my grandpa, he's tried to get me to ride bucking horses my whole life, and I gave it a shot when I was younger, but finally I just told him, I was like, hey, man, that stuff's scary. It's not for me. I'm not doing it.
It'll save your riding arm down the road for sure.
Yeah, and I realized I was better at riding bulls anyways. Like, geez. I didn't realize that until high school, though.
Yeah. Are you a roper too?
I'll rope. Yeah, I'm not like a roper. I'll ride horses and rope, though. I like doing cowboy shit.
So do you think there's going to be some friendly wagering going on when you guys get matched up with the Rattlers and it's you versus JC?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some stuff going on. We're both going to be rooting on each other. We never want to wish bad upon each other, but we want each other to do good as always. But you dang right better believe that I'm going for Uno. Heck yeah. I mean, I always want to beat my brother. He always wants to beat me, and that's how we ride the best. You know what I'm saying? And like, if that's what we got to do and it comes down to me versus him, you better believe I'm going to be spurring to win.
How excited are you to get to work underneath Justin McBride? I would imagine he's a guy you've watched on TV throughout your whole childhood. How exciting is that to have him as a mentor and a coach?
Oh man, like he used to like he gave me a lot of talks. Like my dad really welcomed him into the PBR because my dad was like one of the veterans and he was a young guy, you know, and like took him under his wing, he said, and like he said to everybody, he said that my dad like had a lot of confidence in him and they became like really good friends. And he said that he's been watching me throughout the years and he said that all the other coaches were skeptical about me, but he said that he knew that he wasn't going to be skeptical. He said that he really liked the way that I ride and like my attitude, and he sees a lot of me in him. So I was like really pumped up about that. And like, dude, hearing that from one of the legends of the sport and like really wanting me to be with him, and, like take me under his wing and like show the world like, hey, this is the guy that I picked. Like, watch what he can do. Like it's a blessing, dude. Like it's a blessing. And like the way that he talks to me, like he talks to me as a friend, you know, and like I love that, man. Like it's a dream come true. And like, shoot, like he told me like, and it's real too. Like it's a dream come true, but like it's meant to be. So it's time to start getting at it. You know what I mean? Like this is all like what was supposed to happen. And like, shoot, it's just, he's one of the best. And like, he's going to teach me his ways and the ways that he did it. And I'm going to take what I love and like out of that and use it for me. And like, that's one of the biggest blessings a guy could have is a legend like him, like take you at this young, like I'm the youngest guy that was drafted. And like, that's crazy. And it is history too. And it's pretty cool, but like, I didn't really think about it, but it's just really cool that he was the one who wanted me, you know, and like, he didn't want anybody else to have me. And he wants to like teach me and show me. It's just a blessing. It's super cool, you know. I'm still looking forward to it too, man. I can't wait to meet him Friday.
Heck yeah, man. It's going to be awesome to see how this whole team series plays out as a whole. But I said from the beginning when I heard about it, you're going to see guys that the average bull riding fan hasn't heard of. You know, just the people that are tuning in on CBS Sports Network, like they're not going to hear about guys like you or anything like that. But I have said from the beginning, there's going to be at least one, if not more than one, of the like guys like you that come out of this deal and have a huge impact on what team ends up with the championship at the end of the year.
Yeah, man, that's right. Like, shoot, I believe that I was placed on a good team, blessed with a good team. I got the Iceman, team captain, freaking $2 million man, stud. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Dirt Eater, veteran of the sport. You know what I mean? Came out of retirement, come on our team. You know, like Monolito de Souza Jr., you know, Dinner Barbosa broke his foot. I'm taking his spot. We got bull riders, man. Like, I believe we're going to take it all the way, man. If we all ride like our full ability and that what we know how to do, what Justin knows we know how to do and why he picked us to show what we can do, then we're going to win. I guarantee it. No matter who's stacked against the table, what cards are stacked against the table. I know we're riding against the best, but this is the PBR. This is the best bull riders in the world. That's what it's going to happen. Like, you can't expect anything less. You just got to do better than your best. You know what I mean? That's what we're all planning on doing. And like, my team is full of a bunch of killers. Like, all those guys, they all want to win. They all want first place. Yep. Justin wouldn't pick guys that don't want to win first.
Well, and even from Justin's standpoint, he's coaching against guys that he rodeoed and rode bulls with, and they were pretty tight. So, I mean, deep down, he doesn't want to let J.W. Hart or Ross Coleman beat him.
I know for a fact he's not going for second place either.
Heck yeah. Name a bull that you're most excited to get on during this team series season. Any bull in the PBR. Which one are you just craving? You got to get on him.
I want to get on Chiseled, man.
It's a good pick.
I want to get on Chiseled so bad. I want to get on RuPaul too.
What do you like about what Chiseled does? Do you just think he's going to fit you?
I just like that way he like hops out there 1-2 and then like blows, like gets that whippy whirl around there. Like, my wheelhouse when I'm really going to one is just like, and like a lot of people will tell you it's stupid and it's dumb, but like, I don't care. It's how I do it, not how they do it. You know what I mean? I like to freaking, like, on them bulls that are bucking like that, I like to come back, like kind of backdoor them and like just bend over down that hip. And if you watch my videos, you've seen me tee off on one like that.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And like, I just come down for that every time. Like, that's my dream, dude. Like, oh, I'd love that. Or like even whoop-on, like away from my hand, like his whirl. Like to just catch that inside horn and just freaking whip with him,
Yeah.
But who knows? I want to get on them all, dude. I'm ready. I'm ready for this stuff, man. I'm ready for them all. I've told a lot of people, though, I got Chiseled's number, and I want him so bad.
Well, I bet if Justin gets the opportunity, that's the matchup he's going to make. No doubt.
He better, dude.
So we won't keep you too much longer here. I just got one more question for you. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
At the top. Yeah, world champion and going down as one of the greats, man. That's what I'm going for. It's what I'm shooting for, and I got confidence. I got a really strong mind, and I believe that I will be at the top, and I will be a champion, world champion in 10 years. Yeah, if not one, two, or more. I believe in myself, and that's what I think. So
that's all that matters, man. Well, thanks for jumping on, Jaxton. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you for having me, dude. Thank you. I appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't seen Jaxton ride, I encourage you going on social media, the internet, because this guy is not afraid to sling some spurs at him. He'll throw some iron around, and it's exciting. And I'm excited to see you ride in the PBR team series for sure.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. CBS Sports this weekend, Bismarck, North Dakota. It's going to be a bull riding teams versus teams, the first ever inaugural. Come check it out.
It sure was fun getting to sit down with Jaxton. I'm glad he took time out of his busy schedule to sit down. But I think that'll about wrap it up. James, do you have any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just really wanted to send my condolences to the Roster family as they lost Cotton Roster, I guess, earlier this week, maybe today. I didn't really read the article, but just ran across it, either the PBR or PRCA's website. Just what an impact that man has had on our entire Western way of life, let alone bull riding and rodeo in general, and just heartfelt condolences to the Roster family, and also just good to be back on the air with Cooper. Like he said, the schedules have been kind of crazy, and it's just good to be back. This is something that I look forward to every day, let alone every week. So anyway, if y'all have any questions or comments or feedback, just reach out to us. We're glad to take it and dish it out and have a good time with everybody. And always remember that every day is a gift from God, and what you do with it, quite simply and honestly, that's your gift back to Him. Coop, the floor is yours, buddy.
Back at you, James. It's good to have you back on for sure. And yeah, it's just been a busy summer. It's not going to slow down a whole lot, so we'll just have to keep doing what we can to make it work and to keep getting content out to you guys. You can find us at From the Back Pens on Instagram and TikTok. From the Backpens on Facebook and YouTube. If you're into teams, the team previews, all that stuff, check out our YouTube. We've been doing that over there. And my email is Cooper, Cooper, from the backpens@gmail.com. You can find Rank Ride Fantasy at www.rankridefantasy.com, at Rank Ride Fantasy on Instagram, at Rank Ride on TikTok, Rank Ride on Facebook, and Rank Ride TV on YouTube. Follow, like our podcast, leave comments, guys. It only helps us out. We want to talk about what you guys want to hear about. So let us know what that is, and we will do our best to get that out to you. You guys have a great one. Until next time, come back and visit us again from the Backpens.